And we are live. Bienvenidos and welcome back, familia, to another episode of The Chosen. We're going to do episodes 5 and 6, and I'm excited because we're getting into the good part of season 1. I mean, the whole thing has been great, and I've loved every episode so far. Out of the 4 that we've seen, which one has been your favorite so far? What scene has stood out to you? I think the scene that mostly, a couple of scenes stood out to me. The first one being, of course, when Mary follows that dove into back to the tavern and then encounters Jesus. She thinks that she's being followed by something bad, and then boom, Jesus hits her with her name, and that's all she needed to hear. It was just something good, right? And I loved it. Today we're checking out episodes 5 and 6. I don't remember much of 5 and 6, to be honest. The only thing that I remember now that I look forward to is hearing that conversation with Nicodemus and Jesus on the roof. I'm excited about that, but I'm just gonna have to wait patiently for that little moment. Today, I'd like to thank our sponsor. Our sponsor is Angel Studios. Angel Studios is the app that helped, or that merged, I guess, with The Chosen to get The Chosen out into the world. And I'd like for you to please join me in downloading downloading the Angel Studio app. You can download it right on your phone, and you can watch The Chosen free on your phone, and also watch a lot of other content that is family friendly and fun. Um, I look forward to exploring a lot more of the shows there in the app. So thank you, Angel Studios, for sponsoring the channel or sponsoring these next few episodes. All right, we're getting ready for season 3. If you're ready for season 3 of The Chosen, put some hearts in the live chat. I know that I'm excited. I can't wait to see it in theaters with Erika. It's important that we see it in theaters. It's hitting a big platform. It's hitting the world. The world has an opportunity to go see Jesus on the big screen, and this is big. And we should actually be supportive of our brothers and sisters who are trying to get that out. What's special about this is that it's not some big Hollywood production company that is putting money in so that The Chosen can be promoted. The funding for The Chosen comes from people just like you and me, who have donated to the channel, who have purchased merch, who have donated to directly either to The Chosen or have purchased something from the Chosen merch store, and then also the ticket purchases. So if you haven't bought your ticket yet, you can find it in the link in the description down below. You can purchase your tickets there. Go watch it opening weekend. It's important that we watch it opening weekend. All right, familia. So if you're ready to go, let's get this thing started. We have Crystal Mullen says, I got tickets to see it on premiere night Friday, and then we'll see it again at a matinee with my sister on Saturday. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you for supporting The Chosen. I get texts from Dallas, and he gives updates on it and merchandise discounts. Beautiful. That's great. So thank you all so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It'll let YouTube know that you're liking this video, and it'll start promoting it to more people. And hopefully somebody new will say, what is The Chosen? And they'll click, they'll watch with us. They'll see how we're bonded together and how great we work with each other, what a beautiful familia we are. And they'll want to be a part of La Familia. If you are a part of La Familia, hit that like button. If you're not, hit the like button. If you're not a part of the La Familia, go ahead and hit subscribe for more awesome content, clean content that you can share with your loved ones. We laugh, we cry on this channel. We do all kinds of stuff on this channel. All right, so I'm ready to go. I got 40 people on here. Give a few seconds for people to come in and say hello. Everything's okay, right? My mic is good. The lighting is good. I don't think there's a big delay on my voice anymore. I got my tickets last month. Nice, Sandra. Excellent. Good. This makes me very happy to know that you all are supporting Dallas in this way. As most of you know, he's been taking a lot of heat lately from people who are just really trying to bring him down, really trying to knock down the thing that he's building here. and he's building something good, and it's on the rock, so it will stand no matter what they throw at him. I have a feeling that the Chosen's going to be around for a very long time, and no matter what, as far as I've seen, no matter what they've thrown at him, he's been able to recover. So kudos to our friend Dallas Jenkins. All right, so we're going to get started. Here we go. This is going to be episode 5 of The Chosen, season 1, episode 5. Let me get the right one. Should we do this one or should we do this one? This is number 1. This is layout number 2. Which one do you prefer? 1 or 2? Here I feel like I'm kind of in the way of the screen, and here I'm off to the side, but it's totally up to you. 1 or 2? You vote. You vote. Okay, so we got 1 vote for 1, 1 for 2. Should I flip back and forth then? Just watch it like this. All right, cool. We got a lot of 1s here. We got a few 2s. Okay, more 1s. Let's see. I should have done a poll. 2. Okay. All right. What do you say, Erica? Which one do you think won? I feel like I met my optometrist with the 1 and a 2. Let's see. We're losing people. I better get going. All right, we're gonna go with 1. We're gonna go with 1. It seemed to have been the one with the most votes, but I'll switch back and forth. Thank you. All right, here we go. So this is The Chosen. I'm going to play it for a few seconds. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it nice and clean, okay? Jerusalem AD 8. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Please, have you seen?
Why are you alone, woman?
My son. He's only 12.
I can't
Kids are alone.
hear on my...
It's Jerusalem. You from here?
No, we came for the Passover feast. We thought he was in the
Sometimes my
caravan.
phone,
This
my
is
headphones...
3 days ago.
There it is.
Jesus! Jesus!
Mary.
Ima? We looked everywhere day and night. We were so scared.
I told him, he's okay.
Why is everyone so upset?
Mary, he wasn't
You
there.
were supposed to be riding in the caravan with Uncle Abida.
I was supposed to be with my father.
Then why weren't you?
I was.
She's like, what? I don't understand. Huh.
You were in the temple?
It was incredible, Mary. You should have seen him. He was teaching when I found him. The rabbis, the scribes, the scholars, they could not believe their ears. They barely let us leave.
Didn't you know I must be in my father's house?
It is too early for all this.
If not now, when?
It's a good question.
Just help us get through all of this with you. Please.
Maybe we should get going before they make a formal inquiry. Jesus, please don't do that again. Huh?
Yes, Abba. May I read?
We'll see. Come now. We've got a long journey. What are you going to do for your mother for this transgression, huh? I'm going to make him rub your feet.
Abba!
Uh-oh. We know what to do, Familia, right? Let me see how many people know without me mentioning it. really need to fix my headphones. There it is. There we go. Sandra got it. Aimliv, Miss Norris got it. Joyanne's got it. There's a little bit of lag, yeah. Esther's got it. Perfect. I love the music.
Don't hear.
Dinah!
Happy
Mary?
birthday, Jackson.
What are you doing here? I heard someone was celebrating a marriage. I mean, so early. I came here to help. All the way from Nazareth? You must have been riding in the dark.
When your best friend is the mother of the groom, you'll be early for the feast too.
Now, come on. Give me a broom or something. Okay. Okay, come on.
Miracles.
Yes, John. Signs and wonders.
From who?
You.
Are you adding those to my list of infractions? Only a Pharisee. You would have labeled Moses a lunatic for talking to a shrub.
Do you consider yourself to be like Moses?
Oh. So anything he says can be used against him, huh?
Tell me about your ministry.
Do you remember when Caesar traveled through Judea?
Yes.
He sent all these men to clear logs and debris for the coming king. Make straight the way for the king, they'd shout. Prepare the way.
The roads in Jerusalem do not have the same problem, but I remember the visit.
I had to move. Romans aren't kind to the homeless. Lost all my possessions.
Many in Jerusalem were frightened as well.
Oh, they were lucky to have you to comfort them. For a price, of course.
Should we be clearing the road for you, John? Is that the point of this story?
I don't like your frock. The cost of the vestments alone could feed 3 children in Nazareth for a month.
Do you hail from Nazareth?
And Jericho, and Bethlehem, Jaffa, Hebron.
I see. Well, you have a new home now. Whatever your mission was, I hope you completed it.
Thought you were here to ask about miracles.
But first, I wanted to tell you of a miracle that I've seen, but cannot comprehend.
And then to make accusations.
This is pointless. Clearly, you are not a frothing madman, but every bit as unreasonable.
You imprison me and accuse me of being ill-tempered.
I am not your captor. Do you not understand? This is a Roman cell. I came here to speak to the warden on your behalf.
On my behalf. Why are you really here, old man?
The official reason? You are a Jewish citizen. If you have broken Jewish law, it sets a dangerous precedent to allow Rome to adjudicate.
And the real reason?
The truth? I am far from home. I am looking in places I would never go because I am searching for an explanation for something I cannot unsee.
I love the framing of his head in that in the cage.
Tell me from the beginning.
I would probably be doing that to music. What music would you listen to if you were making wine?
Eden, we need to talk.
So I hear.
What have you heard?
Nothing that makes sense. Last night you told me the truth. Let's continue with that.
So, I worked for hours last night, and I couldn't even catch one fish the entire night. And then Andrew and the boys showed up. Thank you for that, by the way. And none of us could catch one fish the entire night. It was horrible. And this morning, we finally gave up, and we went to shore. But there was this teacher on shore. And Andrew knew who he was, but I'll talk about that later. He told me to cast one more time, which made no sense, but I did it anyway because of the way he looked at me. And then so many fish showed up. They were pouring into the boat. So many kept coming that Zebedee ended up filling both of our boats, enough to pay off the whole debt.
What?
I know.
Why don't you seem happy?
Well, this is hard to explain.
More than what you just told me.
You know, it's like the story of Elijah and Elisha.
Yes?
Elisha was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen when Elijah the prophet just walked up and threw his cloak over him. I called him to follow him.
And without delay, Elisha slaughtered the oxen, burned the plow, and left everything behind.
Yes. The teacher, Andrew told me, but I didn't believe him at first. He's the Messiah. I know it sounds impossible, but I saw it with my own eyes. He made boatfuls of fish appear out of nowhere. And the words he spoke, the one John told Andrew was the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. It was him. And then he called me to follow him. And Andrew, James, and John to go where he goes and to learn from him. And he said that I wouldn't be a fisherman anymore, but that I would catch people instead. I don't even know what that means, but I'm sure what I saw. He's the one we've been waiting for all our lives. And I want to quit fishing and leave the sea behind to go. I know it makes no sense, and I knew it would make you upset. All I can tell you is that this is...
Upset. Oh, why would I be upset? Come here. Come here.
Why would she be upset? Why do you think he felt that she would be upset?
This is the man I needed.
And you believe me?
You couldn't make this up. Of course he chose you.
Oh.
I don't know why he did. I tried to tell him I'm a sinful man.
Everyone is sinful.
I don't know what this means. I don't know yet how I'm going to provide.
I don't care.
Wow.
Why are you crying?
Because someone finally sees in you what I have always seen.
Wow.
You're more than a fisherman.
You know, I will travel sometimes. I don't want you to feel abandoned.
You have to go with him. How could I feel abandoned? I feel saved.
Yeah. It's not gonna be easy.
When have we ever had anything easy? It's not our people's way.
Wow. Yeah.
So, are you going to help me?
I actually could watch you do that all day.
Tranquilo, tranquilo. Take it easy.
We leave for Ghana today.
What's in Cana?
A wedding?
What does the wedding have to do with the liberation of Israel?
I'm about to find out. Come on. Don't you think our wedding was a kind of liberation?
From your fear that I would be bald.
Oh, my father's nearly blind.
Remember how cold it was?
No.
Remember Andrew's toast? Remember the rabbi lost his place?
No.
He made everyone stand up and please be seated. Twice in a row, you don't remember?
What I will remember for the rest of my life is lifting your veil. I'd fight tigers for that memory.
You'd fight tigers?
Well, unless it was as cold as our wedding day right before the sun came up and you got tangled in our chuppah.
I do remember.
That laugh was so genuine. See, I love that scene because previously we saw that that Simon was being very sneaky, right? He was being sneaky. He wasn't being honest with his wife. He wasn't being honest with his people. And so he comes here with some big news. And he's probably expecting Eden not to believe him. He's probably expecting her to say, "You're up to another one of your little tricks here again. You're falling for something that you know that could be fake," but it's the opposite. She trusts him. She loves him so much. She sees him for how he probably doesn't even see himself. There's more. She said she saw him as more than just a fisherman. And that's a beautiful dynamic. I didn't see this the same way as I did the first time. The first time it was just like, I had so many questions in my head, like, who are these people? What are they talking about? Okay, you know, and now that I've seen this the second time around, I'm starting to see a lot more. And this is why I love seeing good shows and good movies multiple times, because I always catch something that I didn't catch the first time. Yeah, it's fantastic. And I love how I love that they added that, like, I can watch you do this all day. It's got this little attraction, sort of like this playfulness to it, right? I love that Dallas isn't afraid to sort of step into that, you know, without being too vulgar or make it uncomfortable for anyone who might be watching. It's beautiful. It's playful. I love it. All right, back to it. Let me go back to my screen here before I forget. All right, here we go. I love these colors, by the way.
The lamb meat will be there before or after we arrive?
After. They don't have a good place to keep it, so I didn't want it there too early.
But are they going to show up?
With plenty of time for you to roast it your way. Yes.
Wait. There's only 3 jars.
Yes. That's what they asked for.
Rayma, I am very concerned we won't be able to get all 3 all the way to Cana intact. I told you we needed 4 from your vineyard to be safe.
I told you the wedding family can't afford it.
I would have paid you out of my own pocket.
Thomas, that would almost erase your whole margin. Why would you do that?
I mean, we're a team, right?
Well, I think everything will arrive perfectly intact. Especially with how carefully you drive. Thomas, that's going to be fine.
There seems to be a bit of a theme here, something that I forgot to mention about the previous sequence that we saw, the previous scene with Eden and Simon. It seems as though he thought she was going to be worried about how they're going to survive, how they're going to provide. If he stops fishing, how will they continue their livelihood, right? How are they going to continue to either pay for rent or whatever it was back then, for whatever expenses are for the home, the food, any other form of expenses, the heating bill, the lighting bill, the water bill, the trash bill, and all that, right? How is he going to continue paying for that? And so there seems to be a theme here of just trusting, of just doing what you're called for, of just going out there and doing and answering the call, right? Can I get a 333 in the live chat if you understand what I mean by that? It's about trusting, right? And here we have Thomas, and he's not trusting that it's going to be enough. And she's saying, relax, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. It's about knowing, right? Of course, he's full of doubt, of self-doubt. And he's saying, and she's saying, just go with it. Trust me, everything's going to be fine. And then she kind of sort of strokes his ego a little bit too. And she's like, especially with how great you drive, And so he's like, all right, fine. Like he has no choice but to give in on that. Let's go. Answer the call and trust and be patient.
I'm glad you got some hired help. There's much to do.
Teresa, she's a neighbor. We couldn't afford anyone extra, so she volunteered on her only day off.
And here I was thinking how lucky you were to have me.
My son just married his love, and I am surrounded by friends. Couldn't be luckier.
What is she like?
Oh, Sarah is lovely and respectful and just wonderful. Her parents, Hela and Abner, are not so convinced.
About Asher?
About Rafi and me as in-laws. The father especially. But he's very successful and influential, so maybe it will be good for the kids' future.
Don't have to grovel to anyone, Dinah. I'll come around.
I should go find Rafi.
I do appreciate it. You heard me tell Eden how grateful I was.
I heard your words, but I also watched your movements.
Don't know what to do with it. Don't go on long trips. I hold it like this. If I had a stick, I could sling it over to my shoulder.
We'll see what the others do.
What if they didn't pack lunch? Will we look stupid? What if it comes off as ungrateful?
I don't know. Maybe it would look like we never traveled with the Messiah before and we don't know what we're doing.
Exactly. Exactly. I love them.
Nervous.
I love them so much.
Don't be nervous. If you're nervous, I'll come on too strong.
Don't tell me you're not nervous.
I said I was.
You said
Look,
if I'm nervous.
I know what I said. I don't want to let him down.
I don't want to do it wrong.
Come on.
Oh.
We'll probably both do it wrong.
Message.
Fishing. Remember when Dad taught us?
Dad didn't teach us anything. We just sat there
and watched. And then it was our turn and we made our own mistakes.
Yeah. I love this so much.
Can you believe this?
I can't believe I missed this the first time around. I really cannot believe I missed this the first time around. It was such a big message here. Familia, we're going to get it wrong. We're going to get it wrong. The thing is, you have to be open to getting it wrong. And you have to be able to recognize when you're walking, when you think that you're walking in the right path, but you somehow slipped into something that isn't right. You have to be in constant communication with I was going to say the Father, but with God. Okay. And the reason why I hesitate to say the Father is because of how some of you relate to God. Some of you just say God, others say how you talk to Jesus. Some of you talk to the Holy Spirit. I talk to the Father. So I'm just going to say it that way. If it's okay, just because I wanted to flow off, just know when I say the Father, I mean either one of them. But you have to be in constant communication with the Father to guide you, to let you know, to speak to you. And it's not going to speak to you on the outside. It's going to be a voice that's coming from the inside that's telling you, like, no, this isn't right. This doesn't feel right. You're not walking that path. So you constantly have to be in communication, but you have to be willing to be wrong. You have to be willing to make those mistakes. You have to be willing to open up and say, hey, you know what? I messed up. I followed the wrong group. I followed the wrong people. I followed the wrong, I'm sorry to say, but I followed the wrong pastor. I started to follow earthly things versus following God himself, God directly. So we play a dangerous game, but I love this because in your wanting to please God and you're wanting to get it right, sometimes you overthink it and you either do one or two things. You either do the wrong thing and you don't know that you're doing the wrong thing, or you don't do anything at all, which could be just as equally as dangerous. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go back. I love this. They're in disbelief.
Well, you guys are great.
Hey. You been here long?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect day for a wedding, huh?
Master.
Simon, Andrew, Mary, James, John, Thaddeus. But where is uh-oh. Raining figs.
It's raining figs.
For the journey. Ah, now we won't even need to stop for lunch. Thank you, James.
Yes, master.
Ah, two Jameses. How will we solve this dilemma?
Well, what if I go by Big James?
Is that acceptable to you, young James?
Yes, I think that's fair, master.
Sense of justice too, huh? Then it's settled. Now, to the road, my friend.
I love how they settled that.
Wait.
See how little James didn't take offense to him calling himself, to the other calling himself Big James? He's like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I think it's fair. Let's go.
I think it might be a little
roomier on this side.
perfect.
No?
Yeah, no, it's perfect. And sturdy.
Let me speak with the carpenter. I know their language.
It will be okay. Will you help me decorate it?
Dinah, please. Let me do this for you.
Mary, I love you, but Rafi and I got what we paid for. I'm embarrassed how few timbers we could offer.
There's no reason to settle.
Who's settling? It'll be perfect. There are many other things to do today, Mary. You said so yourself.
Always the bright side.
Someone has to be. Will you start on gathering more flowers?
Of course.
Shalom, Hila.
Dina.
I'm delighted to share this special day. Is Abner here? I'd love to tell Rafi we have time for a special prayer together.
Abner sent me on ahead. He'll come with friends before the ceremony. He asked me to select his table.
Well, we have arrangements for everyone seating already.
Abner likes things his way. I'm here to see that they are.
Even at our children's wedding feast?
Dina, Abner is set in his ways. It's not personal.
Well, it should be.
Oh. It's great acting.
On certain important occasions, I have been able to prevail on him.
I hope this is important enough.
Oh.
Dina, Sarah is unwavering in her love for your family.
We love Sarah. And all of you. Very much.
Sarah knows you do. The hoop is crooked.
What a challenge.
I know that look.
I'm sorry. Yes, son. I was thinking, if this wedding is worth a journey for you, who has so much to do, perhaps it is also worth a journey for many wealthy Jews.
You believe important and powerful Hebrews will be there?
Possibly.
I'm very keen, son. The most important and powerful person I know will be there.
Yeah?
My mother. Is your mother from Nazareth?
You should announce us after the guests, right? There'll be no Romans. Seems like the perfect place to gather more followers. Get this whole thing moving.
It's not my special day, Simon. It's the special day of the couple,
Ah.
Ashley and Sarah. They are blessed to have you at
Okay,
their
so
wedding.
this might drive you all a little crazy, but I catch inconsistencies. I wasn't paying attention to this before, but I caught one, and I just wanted to share it with you. Let me go back just slightly here. This kind of drives my family crazy because I have a tendency of pausing just to go back
The
over
most
these little
important
trivial
and
things.
powerful person I know will be there.
Yeah?
My mother.
Because somebody mentioned
Isn't your mother
backpack,
from
his
Nazareth?
backpack, so I kept an eye on that. Watches Jesus'
You should
hands.
announce
Watch
us
his
after
hands.
the guests, right?
His
There'll
hands
be
are
no
up here
Romans.
on the straps.
Seems like the perfect place to gather more followers. Get this whole thing moving.
It's not my special day, Simon.
And next
Special day
shot,
of the
they're
couple,
hanging
Asher
to
and
his
Sarah.
side.
They are blessed to have you at their wedding. Do they know what a remarkable thing it is? Well, considering that I was the clumsy teenager who cracked my head open at Asher's when he was a child, I don't think he finds me remarkable. Did you think much of your childhood friends?
No, he didn't have any.
That's not true.
I stand corrected. He had me. Compulsory service.
I don't remember kids exactly lining up around the block. Mary, did you think that having...
I love Andrew's voice. There's something about his voice. It's like, I told you. He's like, oh, I don't remember anybody lining up around the block. Like, it's so... I don't know what do you call that? How would you describe that? I love that. I love that.
Brothers would be like this.
I always wanted brothers as a little girl.
So when you'll have 12, and tell me how you like it. 12. You'll see.
You'll see.
Ah, we're getting close now. Cana is just over the next rise.
Well, we had a wedding. It just wasn't like everyone else's.
Why not?
You know why.
I would have gone.
I know. If Joseph were here, he would be so proud of you and Rafi. So happy for you.
You don't think I'm overdoing it?
I would have said so.
It's just that Hila's canopy for their son's feast had exquisite and extravagant.
It doesn't even matter. Sarah and Asha will love it.
Have you heard from your special guest?
He's coming. He may bring several others. Is that okay?
Jesus can bring everybody he wants. I haven't seen him in ages. How is he?
He's good. He's always good.
I'm ecstatic for you. Imagine he's a fine craftsman.
When he's not working, he has a calling. I seldom know where it will take him. He's bringing students.
I bet he's handsome.
Bet he is.
Dinah, they're here.
Moment of truth. I made Rafi spend everything we had left for good wine. So wish me luck.
Oh, man.
You must be Thomas. I am Rafi. This is my wife, Dinah.
Many blessings to you on this joyous day. And may I present the finest, most beautiful vintner in all of Galilee, Rema Bat Kafni of the Kafni Vineyards on the plains of Sharon.
It is an honor to meet you at last. You will give my regards to the old scoundrel upon your return. Rema is the daughter of my old friend, Kaf.
The wine is here on time. A good start to a joyous day.
Of course, Thomas is never late. My father sends his warmest regards with this. Pressed in the time Augustus died, cut with seawater, honey from Mount Hermon, black pepper, and pine from Tyre.
Divine.
I certainly won't refuse that. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth the fruit of the vine. Oh my. Thank heaven on Arsher's day. Abner and Hila will be pleased. Maybe a little jealous even.
Abner and Hila. I am now in debt because of wine for Abner and Hila.
Oh, hush. How much is that? Of the special vintage, there's 2 amphorae and 1 of a lesser. Of course, we intend to serve the best wine first when the guests are fresh.
Later, when everyone is stuffed and senses dulled, we'll serve the remaining jar. Do you understand?
Yes. It's the oldest trick in the book. We are.
Is it the oldest trick in the book?
And I assume the head count is still the same, 40 or so at a time during the week?
Is it?
I'm asking.
I'm sure it's right.
Perfect. Where would you like us to set up?
This way. The master of the banquet will walk you through it.
Knock, knock. Can we come in? Hi, Ima. Oh, how are you? Oh, I missed you.
He's so tall.
It's been a while.
I have been eating. These people have been helping me to eat.
Hi, how are you? Are you students?
I'm James.
Multiple demons.
I saw it myself. They jeered at me from inside her mouth. Nothing could be done for her short of a miracle.
And she won't say who restored her.
He did not reveal his name to her. What? What?
It has begun.
What has?
If he's healing in secret now, the public signs cannot be far off.
Public signs? What? You know him?
You can say that.
What's his name?
Who has ascended into heaven and come back down?
I asked his name.
Who has gathered the wind in his fist?
Don't quote Solomon to me, you wild mongrel.
Who has ravaged the waters? Finish.
No, you answer me first.
Teacher of Israel. Finish the oracle of Agur, son of Jakeh. Who has established all the ends of the earth?
What is his name and what is the name of his son?
Surely you know.
You are careless with Torah. God does not have a son except Israel. Israel is his only son. All of us.
Suit yourself.
You know, they'll put a man to death for blasphemy like that.
Who will? You? It'd be a terrible precedent for Rome to adjudicate.
I should never have come here.
All your life you've been asleep. Make straight the way for the king. He is here to awaken the earth. But some will not want to awaken. They're in love with the dark.
Ooh.
I wonder which one you'll be.
Oh. Ah.
Now, if this man is anything like you believe, or if he exists at all, you should leave this region. Your presence alone puts him in danger.
If you think he needs my help, you've heard nothing.
The music. Some will not wake up, he said, because they love the
song is
darkness.
over, bring out the olives and the cheeses. Set them on the long table in between the loaves of bread and the cucumbers.
Shall be heard again in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. It shall be heard again in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem.
Thomas.
In a moment.
Thomas.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Am I going mad, or has 40 been the magic number all along?
The head count? Why? Are we over? They always do this. I brought food enough for more.
The last count was 80.
You made a mistake.
Maybe by a few. Even if I'm off by 5, the wine.
I did advocate for a 4th. But 3 is still 460.
And the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, the voice of the bride, the voice of joy, and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh, they're really putting it down, huh?
Right in your port. Like this. 3/4 full. If they ask you for more, tell them you'll be right back. But guess what? You won't be. Understand?
Don't spill it.
Well, the guests seem to be happy so far. The servants do not. How are we doing?
Nothing to worry about. You are one of the finest banquet masters we have ever seen. Keep up the good work.
The music.
I have an idea. Thank you so much for coming.
Duffy! Dinah!
Shalom.
Abner. Well, this is the best party I've been to in a long while. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Very much. Thank you.
You honor us, Adler. We are blessed to have 2 children, so in love.
I'm happy too. I'll be honest, I was not always happy about this. You may not have known that.
Yes,
we know. You were born in Nazareth time. Rafi, your people are travelers. And your trade, Rafi, hasn't brought you much success. And well, Asher seems like a nice young man. He has not
Yes,
yet.
Abner. We get it.
Yeah, I don't mean to insult.
Right.
My family has been powerful traders in this region for years. I believe success has made my generation arrogant. I lost my train of thought.
thought you said this was crooked.
Oh, he has no filter.
And this wine is delicious. I must know the vineyard.
Purification water. There's still some left in these.
Dilute the wine. People will notice. Whispers will spread.
If they did, I feel like this family would die of shame.
What about us? We'd be ruined.
It's not a great option, I agree. So help me think.
We could serve the guests extra date cakes, oversalt the food, make them thirst for water. I don't know. It's humiliating.
Let's keep looking.
Beautiful little montage. Oh.
They have no idea who sits before them.
To be a child again, yes?
I think we are the lucky ones. They have to go home with their parents tonight. We get to stay with him and his mother.
Where will that be?
Who knows? With him, I have learned to stop worrying about those things.
I haven't. It's cold in this region.
You think he would let you freeze?
My brother has many worries. I keep reminding him of when our Abba taught us how to fish. We just sat there and watched until we became fishermen.
Mm. We will watch him. And watch and watch and watch. Forever, I think.
I'm going to get more wine.
Get two? I don't even know why I'm here. It's usually the students that choose the rabbi, not the other way around. And I'm not even a student.
Neither was I. Thaddeus introduced me to him.
How did you meet?
On a construction job in Bethsaida. He hasn't exactly been picking the best and brightest students.
Wait, he works?
Well, until recently. He's not a professional rabbi.
Yeah, but I thought he has no home and no job.
No permanent home.
He's a stonemason, like you.
Craftsman. He taught as well. He asked me to follow him. He said he was building a kingdom. A fortress stronger than stone. I believed him.
What were you building in Bethsaida?
A public amenity.
An aqueduct?
No, but something humbler.
What then, man?
It's not proper to say in front of a woman.
I have seen and heard things that would turn your blood to ice.
Wait, ice?
Yes.
Our master building a privy.
A job is a job. I was cutting stone for the retaining wall. He was building a ramp of cedar planks so the crippled and the elderly could get to it without climbing the steep steps.
Wait, what is it exactly that he was building? I don't understand. I don't think I paid attention to this first time around, but I have a feeling it's important. um, can somebody please clarify that? Let me go back a little bit. 38, 39. Let me go 38. Right there.
No, but something humbler.
What then, man?
It's not proper to say in front of a woman.
I have seen and heard things that would turn your blood to ice.
A latrine?
Oh.
Wait.
A toilet. Gotcha.
Ice?
Yes.
Our master building a privy.
A job is a job. I was cutting stone for the retaining wall. He was building a ramp of cedar planks so the crippled and the elderly could get to it without climbing the steep steps.
But why didn't he heal them so they could mount the steps themselves?
He's always saying his time has not yet come.
Calling your name, the catch of the fish. Why was it his time for miracles then and not others?
Because those were private. He hasn't shown his signs to others publicly yet.
What's keeping him from making his ministry public?
The wind blows to the south or to the east, and you cannot say why.
I'm loving this again. I'm watching this again, and I'm learning new things, and I'm starting to see things a little bit deeper. Like a job is a. Some people are embarrassed of the work that they do, right? Which you shouldn't be. A job is a job. If it's providing for your family, it's a job, right? It's you got to do what you got to do. Here we have Jesus, right? A king, someone important who came from a place that people look down on, that people consider to be unimportant. Something important came from that, right? And he's important for many reasons, and yet he was building toilets, right? Something that you would only think someone with no importance would be doing, but he's doing that. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. He comes from a place that nobody would imagine he comes from. He hangs out with the likes of these people, and I don't mean that offensively. We know their story, right? Which you would actually think that if he was important, he wouldn't be working on toilets, and he'd be hanging out with all the priests and all the up and up people, whatever they were back then, of the church, right? You would think that he'd be hanging out with them, but no. He didn't just come to experience life as a human being so that he can sort of bring himself to our level, which I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but he also brought himself down to a social level, on a social level as well. I love that. Like I love that. Okay, so somebody says it's not scriptural, but it's plausible. Okay, I get that. I understand that. Okay, so I got to be careful not to say things that are going to come back to me and bite me. But I love this. So anyway, let's continue. Thank you for allowing me to question all that and ask all that.
A latrine. Yeah, we better not spread that around.
He doesn't hide where he's from.
Oh, don't tell Andrew. That will... Yeah, he'll be surprised.
And now, friends, the dance of Miriam.
Thomas? Talk to me.
Just watch out for the frogs this time. Oh, sons of Jonah!
We were just looking for you. They're dancing to the song of Miriam, and we thought you wouldn't want to miss it.
Of course. Let's the three of us show them how it's done, huh?
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Why?
Andrew has 4 left feet.
4? Why 4?
When he tries to dance, he looks like a donkey walking on hot coals.
Oh, Andrew, do you deny it?
I've never seen a donkey walking on hot coals.
Actually, that would be a terrible thing to behold.
My son,
Ah, Andrew, you see, even my own mother will join us in the Song of Miriam.
they've run out of wine.
But it's only the first day.
Yes, and it's all gone. Not a drop left.
Why are you telling me this?
He said, "What's that got to do with me?"
Esther's family humiliated.
Oh man.
Boys, go join the others. I'll be right there.
Mother, my time has not yet come.
When? Please.
I'm a little conflicted by this, to be honest.
Do whatever he tells you.
Before we see this take place, I just have to ask you all, what do you think about this? Was it right for a mother to make that request? Is that sort of an abuse of power? Is that an abuse of her position to give her those sad motherly eyes and say, like, please, you know? And even more so to use his words against him? I'm not sure about how much of this is biblical or not, but is it right? I mean, if your mother asked you, would you do it? Right? Yeah, I'm a little conflicted by this. I know that he does it, right? He's going to help out. Was it right? Okay. Child of God said, no, I think it was God speaking through her to start. Okay. His trial. No abuse of power, but fulfillment of the commandment to honor your parents. Oh, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. Oh, I think that's how God would have wanted it, though. It's scriptural. It was the first public miracle. Absolutely not. I'm assuming you're saying absolutely not to it being abuse of power. Well, it's in scripture. Moms have a way of giving that look. Yes, they do, especially in that beautiful lighting that Dallas set up there, or the DP set up there. You can see a little bit of light in her eyes. She just looks up. She goes, "Please," it's great acting. When we ask things from him, oh, that's right, that's true. It's biblical that she asked him. It shows his human side and his love for his mother. There's a lot of people on a lot of front conflicted on this topic. But you know what? I think I love that answer, that it was not an abuse of her position to ask. It's him fulfilling fulfilling the law, which is to honor his mom. I love that. I really do. I absolutely love that. Yes, I think God used her to start the ministry. She knew who he was because she's known from the beginning. Oh, okay. Well, I love your answers. Thank you so much. All right, let's continue. Let's watch this.
Fill these jars with water. I'm not sure you heard her clearly, but we've run out of wine, not water.
These are similar in size to your amphorae.
The prudent marks, yes. Equally filled all the way to the brim.
You're a very responsible person, aren't you?
We are in a crisis, and I was led to understand you have a solution.
Do you know why jars for purification rites are made of stone?
What?
You heard me.
Because the stone is pure. Less likely to stain or break, that can't be made unclean.
Yes. Fill these jars with water all the way to the brim.
Why?
You heard him. Start drawing water, quickly. Tell anyone you find to stop what they're doing and help.
He's doubting and completely confused. She's saying, let's trust it.
I
Let's
see
go.
no logical solution to the problem.
It's going to be like that sometimes, Thomas.
What did you say?
I do not rebuke you. It is good to ask questions.
Oh.
To seek understanding.
Message.
There's no time for this.
I know of a man like you in Capernaum. Always counting. Always measuring.
That's my job. And that people will think I have not done well tonight.
Join me. And I will show you a new way to count and measure. A different way of seeing time.
Oh. Okay. I have a question.
Where?
I have a question. It's an important question, Familia. It's a very important question. And I want you to just please stop for a moment and think about your answer carefully. Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here, right? So Simon the fisherman was told, follow me and I will teach you to be a different type of fisherman, a fisher of men, right? You're gonna catch men for me. Now he's telling Thomas here that he's good at counting. And if he follows him, he will show him a new way of counting and measuring. So here we have Jesus saying, don't change what you're good at. I'm going to take the thing that you love doing. I'm going to take the thing that you're really good at doing. And I'm not going to take that away from you, but instead I'm going to use that to show you a new way of doing it in a way that serves, well, not just him, but serves everyone, which ultimately glorifies the Father. So what is it in your life right now? What is it that you do that if Jesus came to you today and said, follow me, and I'll show you a new way of doing that thing that you do. What is that thing? What is that thing that Jesus would call you to do, to let go of, and to stop doing it, say, for the world, but to do it for the world in a spiritual way? Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. So stop doing it for the world to benefit or for worldly gain, and start doing it for the world, but so that they can gain on another level, in an infinite level, in the after, or for the kingdom, if that's better said, right? Right. So think about that answer, and then Erika, if you see some answers there, if you could just post them as we follow the story along. I'd love to hear your story of how you would do that. I want to say that I'm going to get a little bit emotional here, because when I started this channel, Familia, I used to do videos, right? I did videos for a dentist, and I was in a really tight spot, and I kept seeing the 333 everywhere. It was like he was just calling and calling and calling, and I was just trying to make sense of it and trying to find a way out of that situation that I found myself in. And when he called and I answered, he said, okay, well, then tell me what it is that you want. And what I wanted was peace for our home, right? And not just for myself, but for my mother, who had been tormented for 30 years. And he said, okay, well, what do you want to do specifically? And I said, something to do with music. And he said, okay, well, then start reacting to music and start with Oceans. I heard the little melody in my head. And I didn't know anything about it. And it was almost like he said, I'm going to take this love that you have for music, this love that you have for film, this love that you have for making videos and for telling stories, and this love that you have for seeing into people's hearts, and this love that you have for understanding people's pain and being able to bring it to surface and helping them, find or see the light in the dark. I'm going to take all of these things that you love to do, and I'm going to show you a new way of doing it. And here we are. We're here. We're online. We're having this conversation. We're watching these stories. We're sharing each other's stories. We're moving each other. We're lighting up each other. When someone falls, we're picking each other up, Familia. And I I love serving in this way. I love serving in this way. And especially when I keep hearing your stories and the things that have happened since you came across this channel. And I take zero credit for it. Zero credit for it. The credit all goes to him because he put me in this place. He put me in this position. And I'm just here doing what he's asked me to do, even though sometimes it gets really, really challenging and really, really hard. So thank you. So think about that. Think about that. Think about what it is that he would say, follow me, and I'm going to show you this new way of caring for people, this new way of serving people food, a new way of cooking, a new way of nursing, a new way of healing, a new way of protecting those who cannot protect themselves, all of that, you know? So I'd love to see your stories. Okay. Whew. I did a good job, I think, at holding that emotion back, because I'm not prepared with tissue or anything. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let me go back just a little bit here, to about 43 right there. Boom.
From the directions you have provided, I see no logical solution to the problem.
It's going to be like that sometimes, Thomas.
What did you say?
I do not rebuke you. It is good to ask questions, to seek understanding.
There's not time for this.
I know of a man like you in Capernaum, always counting, always measuring.
That's my job. And that people will think I have not done well tonight.
Join me, and I will show you a new way to count and measure. A different way of seeing time.
Ooh.
Go with you where? I don't understand.
Keep watching.
Keep watching, he says.
Donna!
Abner, I do hope you're enjoying yourself.
Where are the servers?
I don't know, but I'll go find them right away.
It is far past time for another round of wine. The last one was nearly an hour ago.
Yes, well, you see...
Surely there is more coming, Dinah.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Please do not worry. This will be taken care of immediately.
Next round of wine right away. Thank you for reminding us it's all under control.
Was your father a stonemason as well?
Smith. I think it broke his heart, but I apprenticed under a stonecutter when I was 9. Every man must leave his father.
Masonry seems like harder work.
It isn't harder, it's just more...
What happened was...
If the smith wants to change the horseshoe or the plowshare or the pot hook, he has only to put the iron back into the fire and reshape it to fit his designs.
They're full.
Wait. I was laughing at something and I missed that little...
And harder, it's just more final. If the smith wants to change the horseshoe or the plowshare or the pot hook, he has only to put the iron back into the fire and reshape it to fit his designs.
They're full.
Everyone, please step outside. Just for a moment, Thomas.
He is completely confused. That music is beautiful.
Once you make that first cut into the stone, it can't be undone. It sets in motion a series of choices. What used to be a shapeless block of limestone or granite begins its long journey of transformation.
Wow.
And it will never be the same.
I'm ready, Father. Go draw some out and serve it to the master of the banquet.
Wow, I see things like that. This is why I love watching with you all, because you're pointing things out that I didn't really fully understand the first time around. He's talking about masonry and how he cuts that first stone. It cannot be undone. It sets forth in motion a series of other decisions that need to be made. And then here, at the same time, Jesus is performing this big first public miracle, and it can't be undone. Is the beginning of a series of decisions that need to be made that is just going to build something incredible, something amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. See, this is why I love watching with you all, because you're everybody has a little piece of the puzzle here for me that's making this be even more important than I thought it was. I already thought it was important. I already see the importance of having shows like this and be able to share it with people who don't know these stories to this degree. But in the way that you're reframing some of these things, or the little tiny little tips, clues that you're providing, it's just bringing this to life. It's giving it a whole different dimension. So thank you, and a special thank you to Sandra L for the super chat. Thank you so much for your donation. Beautiful.
I promise you, more wine is coming.
Oh, it's about time.
The latter vintage, sir.
Good, good. Let's have a taste.
Monday? Oh, screw it. Sorry.
Stop the music.
I forget, Familia.
Stop the music.
I got so excited. Let me go back a little bit. Thank you, Erica.
Oh, it's about time.
The latter vintage, sir.
Good, good.
It won't happen again, I promise you.
Stop the music. Stop the music.
Well, dramatic effect here.
Everyone, listen. I have something I would like to say. I would like to address the bridegroom and the bride families. At every wedding I've ever overseen, they serve the best wine first. And then, when the people have drunk freely, much later in the feast, they serve the poorer wine. The cheap stuff. Because by then, who is going to notice? Am I right? But you have chosen now to serve the best wine I have ever tasted. Let us thank them for this unnecessary but honorable gesture. the wedding of Asher, son of Rafi and Dinah, to Sarah, daughter of Abner and Hila, be as pure and as fruitful as this wine. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth the fruit of the vine. To Asher and Sarah!
To Asher and Sarah!
And still, no one but a handful of people know what took place.
Wrong?
Yes. I was.
Oh.
Fish, wine. What will be next?
Any suggestions?
Anything.
Tacos?
And everything. Let's do this. I'll go with you to the ends of the earth.
I hope so, Samuel. But I seem to remember there was a problem. Something about Andrew's feet.
Andrew's feet.
But first we must evaluate, no?
No, I can't.
I think we have to.
No, I can't.
So, you happen? Something even I cannot do.
Beautiful.
That should be it for the night.
What do you think is going on in his head? What is he thinking?
Who is he? I can't
What does that look?
pretend we didn't see a miracle. He gave us even more than we need.
He invited me to join him. He wants us to meet him in Samaria in 12 days.
Samaria.
I don't know what you think.
I guess that answers my question.
So don't. Maybe for once in your life, don't think.
Ah. Oh man. Okay, so this is something that I say. This is something that I say often, and I say this often, and I don't know how people might take this and how it's received. But the things of God shouldn't stay in the mind. Like it's not a. Oh, sorry. Let me me mute that real quickly. Did it start? Okay, it's starting already. Let me go back. Okay, we're gonna get started with episode 7. Is it 6? Sorry, 6. Pretty soon. But I just wanted to point that out because he said, for once in your life, just don't think, right? Because sometimes it's not something that's going to come through logic. It's not going to make sense. Sometimes certain things that God does, is not going to fit what we know about the world and how it works, or how people work, or how gifts work, right? The gifts, I'm talking about the gifts of God, the good things that come from God. We won't understand. Sometimes it's not a thinking thing. Sometimes it's just an accepting with your spirit thing. If that makes sense, please let me know in the live chat. If it doesn't, I'll stop talking and then we'll just move forward. But sometimes some of these things will not make sense to your logical thinking, critical thinking part of your brain. Sometimes you just have to accept it as it is, as a miracle, or as a gift, or as something that's not meant to be understood by the intellectual mind. God is not a thing of the intellect. If you're understanding God as an intellect, you have to be very careful, in my humble yet accurate opinion, because if you understand God on an intellectual level, if you really like to intellectualize the things of God, you got to be very careful, because you could fall into a trap where you've created an image of God, an internal image of God, and you're worshiping that. And the dangers of that is that you won't be able to hear God's voice, or you won't be able to know the difference between God's voice and the voice that you've created in your mind that's attached to this image that you've created of him. So we'd have to be cautious that, or very aware that be awake that we're following Christ directly, not the idea or the image that either we have created of Christ, or that our pastors have created of Christ for us, or whoever our loved ones are, the closest ones that we have. We have to be very careful with that. So we need to sort of step out of our thinking. I don't want to say of our mind, because some of you may not understand that the way that I intended to, but step away from our thinking and really sit with God, really deeply sit with God, and be here and say, I'm here to serve. What is it that you want from me? Where can I be where I can serve you the best, right? So it's just that I'm loving these episodes. I love watching them with you. I cannot wait for season 3. The reason why we're watching this is to catch up, because Friday is the big release of season 3, episodes 1 and 2 in theaters everywhere. And Erika and I are going to go and watch it on Friday. I'm probably going to have to take my daughter Luna with us. So I have to go out there on Friday and watch it. And then on Saturday, I will give you a quick review. We'll give you a quick review on what we thought about season 1, without giving any spoilers, of course. But you really want to do your best to try to watch it opening weekend. This is huge, because if it doesn't do well in opening weekend, chances are they're not going to have more showings throughout the week. Chances are they're going to drop it and put something else in its place that's not going to be holy. It's not going to be sacred. It's not going to glorify the Father. And if they do that, then chances are they also won't be invited to ever post anything Chosen related. And so that's why this is important, right? To keep the big guy on the big screen where he belongs, and to have more people know him and come to know him through the story of his son, right? So if you're wondering whether or not there's a theater near you that is showing it, you can click on the link in the description down below. It'll take you straight to the website, to the Angel Studio site, where you can click on another tab to purchase tickets. And I think it'll allow you to put in either your zip code or your location, and then it'll find theaters that are near you. Unfortunately, it's not everywhere, but it is everywhere. So you might have to drive a bit to go see it. For example, Erica and I are going to have to drive 80 miles to go see it in LA. I could drive another 80 miles to see it in San Diego, but we'll figure everything out. But if you haven't purchased your tickets, you can click on the link down below, or click on that link that Erica just posted, and then we'll move. We'll go from there. We'll take it from there. Keep the big guy on the big screen. All right, let's get started with episode. Wait, is this 6? Yeah, episode 6. After this, we're gonna take a break for lunch, for dinner, and then we're gonna come right back and finish season 1, and then we'll continue with season 2 mañana, tomorrow. Erika, can you come here for a second, just real quick, love? Please. Brenda says, I'm going and taking 3 friends on Friday. Can't wait. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing people on board. Just really quickly wanted to show you. Do you want to say hi?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Be careful. I'm sorry. I have a maze here with all my lights.
Oops. I'm gonna.
It's okay. So Erica's here. Say hi. And so is baby Ezekiel.
Oh, am I facing the right way this time?
Yeah, you're facing the right way.
Hello.
Sorry. Hang on. Let me turn this light to.
Oh, so I can see more?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't she beautiful? Look at her. Can we get some hearts in the live chat for Erica and for baby Ezekiel? Yes, please. It is now 3:33 here where we are. We love you all. Answer the call. And I just wanted to bring Erica here real quickly because I want to make sure that I don't do that same mistake that I made earlier again. So just wanted to show you here really quickly. You see these little squares up here?
Yeah.
So this is where I am right now, where I bring myself into the screen.
Uh-huh.
See, just me right here.
Mhm.
And when I'm watching, I click on this one where the 2 little characters are here with the big screen here.
Yeah.
And that shows, you see, it shows the
Uh-huh.
screen. If ever I forget,
Okay.
you take the freedom to click here.
Okay.
Okay.
You're
If
giving me a lot of power.
yeah, I'm giving you a lot of power. You've got the power. Okay, I'm gonna try to switch between this one and this one.
Okay.
But if you ever see that I didn't switch back, you could just click that one button, boom, and I'm here.
I
Okay.
know yesterday when you forgot, I was like yelling like, babe, you forgot. And I'm like, wait, he can't hear me. His headphones on.
No,
It didn't
I couldn't hear
work.
you. I'm sorry. These headphones are too good.
It's okay.
All right. So,
Okay,
and then if I stop it and I'm talking and you want to switch me just to me, you can switch to me here.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
So this one and this one.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Since we're kind of a little bit. I gotta get Leonie in
Okay.
about probably 30 minutes.
Okay.
So in 30 minutes, I'm going to probably have to leave and not be on the chat because I'm gonna be driving.
Okay.
But Becky has been helping me a lot, but greeting people. So thank you, Becky. For
Beautiful.
that.
Becky,
So-
thank you so much.
So if you guys can help me with that when I'm gone, just like greeting people and welcoming familia, new members.
Yes.
Okay.
All
We're
right.
gonna go. Baby Ezekiel likes the attention. Right now. He's all boom, boom.
Oh, he's kicking. All right.
Okay, love you guys.
All right, here we go. Okay, let me turn this light here this way. Boom. Bada boom. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you about 1 or 2 more minutes to go get your water if you need water, if you need a coffee or something, or if you need to go get a taco, you can get a taco and hook me up with one. But please be sure to purchase your tickets if you haven't already in the link down below. Another thing that you can help out with is by downloading the Angel Studio app. Okay, you'll find a lot of other awesome, clean content for your entire family. And the awesome thing about that I've noticed is that with Angel Studio, sometimes you get to pick what they film next. You get to pick whatever it is that people get to watch next. Yes, love.
Also, baby Ezekiel says, don't forget to love on the like button.
Yeah, baby
Okay?
Ezekiel says, love the like
That was
button.
the kick, I think. We're like, not kick the
Kick the like button
Kick the like button.
with your finger.
Little tap. Okay, that's it. I promise.
All right, that's fine. Thank you, baby. All righty. So please be sure to download the Angel Studio app. Beautiful. Matt, you're just in time for episode 6. We just witnessed Jesus performing his first miracle, getting that ball rolling in motion by providing this wedding with the best wine they've ever tasted. And of course, I think I saw somebody say this, but if not, I'm probably gonna take credit for that joke. But I think I saw somebody say it. I'm not sure. If I did, you let me know. But somebody probably pointed out that it was probably the best wine because no feet were involved in the making of this very special wine, right? Unless maybe he said, all right, get out because I got to put my feet in these dunk my feet in these jars here real quick. Right. But yeah, that's awesome. Excellent. All right, cool. We are going to continue our journey here now on the Angel Studio app by watching episode 6 of The Chosen. This one's called Indescribable Compassion. And here we go. Let's get going. Familia, if you can all do me a favor, because Erica's going to step out for just a few minutes, but if somebody new comes in and says hello, please do what we are called to do and show them some love. Say hello to them, greet them, get to know them, show them some love, make them feel La Familia's love, and hopefully they can stay with us and join us for other events. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's get started with episode 6 of The Chosen season 1. I love how they set the scene first, showing us where we are, and then introducing some faces. We see a line. I love the way this is built, Familia. You guys did an awesome job in supporting this, because your love and support is creating this awesome show.
You're a liar.
Lori, we're in Southern California in a county called Riverside County.
She was crazy. Just because I run a charity does not mean I have to buy rocks from every old lady.
Charity.
Just like everything Roman, it's part of business. We loan proceeds seized from criminals to the poor. And others.
And others.
You're passing through. I do not recall seeing you before.
I come from Tyr. The mallet is carved of maple from Sidon. The chisels are bronze. The trowel is tin from Phoenician ore.
My. Why would anyone want to part with these?
I'm on my way to the Dead Sea.
Shalom, pilgrim. Lucky me. I do not often see items of such quality. If only they were not brought in by some stranger passing through.
They weren't stolen, if that's what you're saying.
I can justify 20 denarii.
You're joking. That's a fraction of what they're worth.
Ladies and sticks,
I beg you.
leper, you are marked. You couldn't just die. You had to take us all to hell. You were more forbidden within 4 cubits. Take it and go.
I didn't mean you any harm.
Wow, his eyes are so
All I
intense.
had left.
All right, Familia, you know what to do. I hope the footage is not delayed from the sound, because I'm gonna look like a fool. Clapping offbeat. Lady Marie, thank you so much for your love and support. Appreciate you so much. Right now, I'm gonna drink me some water. I hope you're really dancing, like really dancing, not just putting emojis. Like, dance with me. Come on. I love that breath at the end. I love it. It's fantastic.
Never knew those little skiffs could hold so many fish.
They can't. The weight of the catch and the sailors caused the boat to sink. They had to jump. They ended up filling 2 boats. Should we put this inside the booth?
Well, they'll be here any minute.
At least you have your sword. Should I have a weapon?
This can't be the first time you've been saddled with a couple of months worth.
2 years and 7 weeks.
2 years and 7 weeks?
Simon and Andrew were each granted 1 year gratis. That totals 1 year and 7 weeks plus another year less marital credit for Simon.
Okay,
Plus penalties.
that's good. And we're sitting ducks here.
He knows how to count.
Just try to look natural.
I am natural. I look exactly how I feel.
Just try to act like a normal person under normal circumstances.
But these are not.
Forget I said normal.
Guys.
Yes.
Oh, he kind of has a heart, right? A soft heart for him.
Thought it was a joke.
You could say it was comical when the men leapt from the boats.
Left from their boats.
They were sinking from the weight.
Told you it was made up. You can't catch this many fish that fast.
Captain, may we continue this conversation on the road?
Oh, guys. Don't tell me you're nervous about guarding a couple months' taxes.
He's not going to correct him. He's like, nope.
I've just returned from questioning the man known as John the Baptizer while in Roman custody at length of bedtime. Though his appearance is unconventional and his teachings ignorant, I've concluded he presents no material threat to Herod or to the public peace.
Quick question. Right, because Nicodemus doesn't strike me as a person who's rude. He seems to be introspective. He seems to really care about his job. He really seems to care about God and making sure that he's doing everything to please him. And even to the point where he's questioning himself. So I love that about Nico. But here he's seen sort of bad mouthing John the Baptizer. He's speaking ill of his appearance. He's speaking ill of his teaching. Do we think that this is how Nico really feels about him, or is he just feeding them what they want to hear, sort of in a way to give him a little bit more credibility, right? Like, hey, look, I may not agree with his looks, I may not agree with his teachings, but there's something here, He's covering for John. Okay. Beautiful. All right. I'm sure you'll have more answers. I'll try to keep my eye on them to post them, but thank you for that. Let me click back here.
Order. The man has a following. We've heard as much from Brother Shmuel's testimony. Is that not a matter of concern?
I believe these followers are simply investigating as one would a loud noise. And on inspection, they will find that his words bear as much substance. He seeks attention. They do not gather on the Jordan to be immersed as we understand ritual cleansing. They stand in line because others are standing in line. They only legitimized him by ordering his detention. Very effort to keep him silent gives him a pedestal.
But Nicodemus,
Wow.
we issued no such order.
Oh? I was shown sworn statements from the arresting soldiers saying a Pharisee had ordered his detention.
Whoop.
Perhaps they were mistaken.
It was me.
Ah.
I turned him in. Brother Shmuel, he who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous are both like an abomination to the Lord.
Quoting the Proverbs of Solomon is not an explanation.
I will not turn a blind eye to his sins, even when all others do.
What sins?
He called us a brood of vipers.
He uses coarse language to attract attention.
Do you know how vipers are born? They hatch inside their mothers. The law of Moses says you shall not hate your brother in your heart.
Were he a member of our congregation or our faction, we would admonish him. But he's not. He's a rogue who answers to no one.
Brother Shmuel, your rash actions have inflated the importance of a trivial outlier and drawn undue attention to our sect by Rome.
But
I'm astonished that any student of the great and learned Nicodemus would have the temerity to bypass his approval.
I'll talk to him up at din.
You will defer to your teacher on all matters of polity and practice. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
This council is adjourned.
Have a good night, Kim. You're always welcome here. Come back anytime. That was intense.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. No, I thought I was prepared for life on the road. Snakes, hunger, floods.
Tor doesn't mention the blisters, huh?
But you never read the book on constant low-level aches?
The sermon on dust in your nose. So, what'd you do before you met him?
I was on my way to join the 288.
The Jerusalem Temple Choir. Right, okay. Yeah, I was Caesar's favorite gladiator.
My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you in a dry and weary land where there is no water.
Wow. I stand corrected.
Thank you.
It's clear why Jesus asked you to join him.
I don't know if anything's clear. Maybe I'll sing, maybe not. He's the only one who knows who I'll become.
Wow.
More than anything, he's a teacher, and we're his students.
Good boys. Simon.
My mother is leaving. I'm escorting her back to Nazareth. I'll catch up with the others at our camp in Capernaum.
I understand. All right. I'll make sure everyone arrives safely.
I want you to go on ahead.
Ahead of the others?
You have some business to tend to at home.
Teacher, I can protect the others.
In time you will. The others don't have families. You do. Look at me. I'm leaving all this fun to escort my Ima.
Yes, Rabbi.
Yeah, Simon had some serious triceps. Did you see that? He's been going to the gym.
Remarkable. For the first time in a year, quarterly collections will have exceeded Pilate's projections. And if the fishermen are no longer fishing on Shabbat. Have an olive, Matthew. You earned it.
Thank you, Dominus.
He earned an olive.
Simon the
Wow.
cheat. Simon the fraud. Simon, the guy who delivered when it mattered most. I wonder if there's a way to make him do it again.
It wasn't Simon.
What if I told him it wasn't enough? He obviously performs well under pressure. And I do have a knack for creating mistakes.
Simon wasn't responsible for this, Dominus.
Oh, I don't care who he conscripts into his schemes.
Forgive me, Dominus, if my report was unclear. There was a man.
Yes. You're a fine reporter, Matthew, but you're also a bit of a rube. I read your report. It's clear Simon and his accomplice tricked you.
But there were others.
Accomplice says, fine.
To what end?
Who can say? Maybe
Yeah.
Simon wanted the other fishermen off his back. You said yourself, word of his disloyalty had spread. Or maybe to spook anyone who'd fish on Shabbat. He is a wily one.
The fishermen have taken notice.
Oh, it couldn't have worked out better. Don't tell me you're spooked.
I am neither sophisticated nor subtle, Dominus, but I am observant. I detected no subterfuge.
Wow.
I recorded everything I witnessed, however impossible it seemed.
You did well, Matthew. Fortunately, you have me to interpret for you.
Wow.
Reader. It's urgent.
No kidding.
King Herod's envoy approaches.
Spotted where?
Outside Gennesaret, riding north.
Captain, Silvius Gamalius, son of Senator Gamalius, will be arriving in 1 hour.
Yes, Dominus.
Prepare my guard for inspection. How long would you have stood there?
He's loving that.
Things turned out very well with Simon, and I'm grateful. Gaius, I've reviewed your service records. You're Germanic.
My people were.
Powerful warriors, even if they did surrender.
I believe they sensibly joined the winning team, Dominus.
Sensibly.
My only allegiance is to Rome. I've trained to fight for her since I was a boy.
And now you will lead. I hereby promote you to the rank of Primi.
Thank you for this honor, Praetor.
Don't slobber. Matthew, you're so wonderfully odd, keenly intelligent, but it's your reactions to the world I love. Like right now. How you're not a stain on a cartwheel is a mystery we will have many moons to unravel, my new friend.
I saw no ruse or deception at the seashore, Dominus.
Because you have no guile.
Mm.
Give me your first reaction to this scenario. You will shortly be visited by a childhood rival whose father gave him everything while yours gave you nothing, and yet you've risen to a higher rank. You want to make it clear you won, that it's your meeting, even if he arrived unannounced.
I would show him my plans for infrastructure. Conquest is not simply conquering nations, but imposing a way of life.
Unbelievable. So simple. You're dismissed.
So simple, he says.
Thank you, Praetor.
Hello.
Hello. Shalom.
It's a beautiful day for picking flowers.
Well, if you like the boar iris, the pine, and the anemone, they sell them in the market.
Is that Egyptian?
Yes. I grew up there. My father was from Ethiopia.
Shaparnaya makamtianak.
What?
Shabuta sashashutne sashrutu. Natiu patanaya and sunu mahatia.
Tamar, Anaki, Nani Yotiahuanu.
Anaki Yeshua nanazrati. Hatipuarta snatia.
Hakmunak. Shalom to you all.
Shalom.
Shalom.
You were speaking Egyptian.
I lived there when I was a boy.
Why were you there?
We had to leave Bethlehem when I was 2 years old because of Herod.
You lived in Bethlehem? During the massacre of the innocents?
I did.
I know the story. Herod had every child in the area under the age of 2 killed.
Yes. It was very sad. Not to spoil this beautiful day or anything, huh? Come on.
The music.
It's a leopard. Stay back. Cover your mouth. Don't breathe his air. Don't come any closer.
It's okay, John. It's okay.
Rabbi,
you
cannot. He's diseased. You
Please. Please. Please don't turn away from me.
Wow.
I won't.
Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. Only if you want to, I submit to you.
How did he know who he was?
My sister, she was a servant at the wedding. She
Oh.
told me what you can do.
Oh, gotcha. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know.
I know you can heal me if you are willing.
So word is starting to spread, right? Of who he is and what he did.
I am willing. Be cleansed.
And that was it? because he has that kind of authority in what he speaks. Everything obeys.
Thank you. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. What can I ever do?
Do not say anything to anyone.
You don't seek your own honor?
Please just do me this one thing.
But what do I tell people?
Tell him it was a false
Oh.
positive.
Show yourself to the priest. Let them inspect you and see that you are cleansed. Make the proper offering in the temple as Moses commanded. And go on your way. Who has an extra tunic?
They're all
Just one of you. Just one of you.
standing there with their
That's
mouths
enough.
open.
Green is definitely your color. Not too shabby.
I got what you said, Matt. That's incredible.
Spread out the flags. It dries faster.
Okay.
Deputy,
Yeah.
can you check the grapes, please?
I forgot. We no longer have anyone on raisin duty. Too tough. Salome!
They aged him a little bit.
They're coming!
Sam, be careful.
Ah! Ah! Ooh! Oh!
Hello.
James, John,
Yes. Ema.
listen to him, please, and stay by his side.
We will. We will. It's a pleasure to meet you too, Salome. I'm Jesus of Nazareth.
Of course you are.
And hello again, Zebedee.
It's an honor, Rabbi.
Imam. Imam.
What are my manners? Please come in.
Are you certain that there will be others joining us?
I insist. Everyone, please.
Oh. What is Simon?
He's taking care of some things at home. Andrew is getting him now.
Good. I thought maybe he got cold feet, or I'd have to go drag him out of the hammer.
Are you kidding? He's the teacher's pet. You will hardly recognize him now.
My meditation please you as I rejoice in you, my Lord. Praise you, Lord. Praise you, Lord. Praise you, Lord, forevermore.
Nice voice.
Wine. Oh. He introduced us to all of his friends. It really was unlike anything. We danced. He danced.
He danced?
Yes.
She's asleep. Breathing is labored but steady.
Okay, good.
That was some soulful singing, my man.
Most are at Zebedee's to regroup, and
And
it's
eat Salame's cooking.
cooking.
Don't tell him that I said that. Taxman!
Simon, Andrew.
I guess no one told you the good news.
We squared our debts with Quintus.
Isn't that great? So, go back to your cage and stop following us.
It's not you. I'm here about the man.
What man?
The man at the shore who made the fish appear.
Man on the shore.
Oh.
You saw no man on the shore. Do you hear me?
Yes, I did. I was there. I saw.
And I bet the first thing you did was tell Rome, huh?
Simon.
They don't believe me.
You really are a traitor.
Hey, tranquilo, tranquilo.
Best for you to forget it.
Go home, Matthew.
They don't believe what I saw. I do. I need to know. Am I deceived?
He's there to
What good is our answer
for himself.
if you don't even listen to yourself?
Ooh.
Rabbi. Welcome, Rabbi.
Greetings.
Everything is prepared, teacher. The scrolls of Isaiah and Malachi. Would you like us to get you any water, teacher? Or?
No, thank you. Actually, I'd like to do the readings a little later. Would you mind giving me a little time to myself?
Of course, teacher.
Shmuel, would you join me, please?
Would you mind giving me a little time to myself? I love that.
Salome didn't cook?
No. Walnuts?
So good.
Oh, your herbs are beautiful. Rosemary, dill.
Mint, coriander, and sage for Zebedee's indigestion.
Thank you for sharing that, dear wife. So, your father was a fisherman?
Carpenter.
Is he back in Nazareth?
No, he's in heaven.
What was your father's lineage?
Josiah, father of Jeconiah at the time of the exile.
But before the exile, what tribe?
Abba.
I like genealogies. It's what we talk about.
I would imagine from the tribe of Judah. Yes?
And why would you guess the tribe of Judah?
Well, are you having a party?
We've heard voices.
Mara, please come in.
Rabbi, these are our neighbors, Mara and Eliel.
We've heard about you.
Have you?
The parable of the net. I have a question about that.
Please, our master is tired. He's had a long day of walking.
It's all right. It's all right.
You said angels would come and separate the evil from the righteous. How soon do you think that they would come, Rabbi?
My friends and I recently returned from a wedding. The father of the bride was a man of great wealth, Abner. As the night got longer, near the end of the feast, what do you think the servants were doing back home?
Waiting, if they're good at their jobs.
Waiting where? In the rooms? In the kitchen?
At the gate.
At the gate. Doing what? Just standing there in the dark?
Holding lamps.
But why? Why wouldn't they just relax?
Because they don't know when he's coming back.
Suppose they figured the master was delayed in coming. So they took a nap on his bed, got drunk on his wine, and let their lamps burn down.
That's easy. They would be fired and then kicked out, called a name, and told that if they ever show their face around here again.
My friends, shalom, shalom.
We were just passing by and heard a familiar voice.
We heard about the wedding. Can you do that to the well by my house?
You know them?
Yes, Mary introduced them to me.
It's the ground. Why not?
You were saying, teacher?
Yes. Thank you, James.
Quick pause. I promise it's just going to be a quick one. What do you think is going on with Simon here? He got up really quick after Barnaby said what he said. Barnaby, right? Is his name? after he said what he said, what do you think went on in his mind? Because he got up really fast. Didn't say a word. He just got up. So what is it exactly? What do you think he was thinking, or what do you think it was?
Out, called a name,
we
and
go.
told that if they ever show their face around here again.
My friends, shalom, shalom.
We were just passing by and heard a familiar voice.
We heard about the wedding. Can you do that to the well by my house?
You know them?
Yes, Mary introduced them to me.
Ah, it's the ground. Why not?
You were saying, teacher?
Ah, yes, thank you, James. The servants. So it will be at the end of all things. Neither the angels in heaven, nor the Son of Man, nor the day or the hour, but only the Father. So you must always be ready, with your lamps trimmed and burning brightly.
What's wrong? It's getting too crowded.
Don't worry about it. You know, Im and Abba love the company.
I'm not worried about them.
Oh, okay. So what do you want to do?
Let's try to make sure the path out of your back garden is clear.
What do you think is going to happen?
Anything could happen. All these people, word spreading, wrong people stop by.
Simon, you don't have to be his bodyguard. I think he can handle.
Yeah, because Jesus can't protect himself.
And if we're not fighting the Romans yet, I want to do something until that time comes.
I told you to catch men.
I don't know what that means.
Exactly. And if he needed you to know what that meant, he would have told you.
He's all, I'm going to catch bad men trying to harm him.
Okay. And hey, maybe you already know.
Well, my eyes are tired. Would you mind reading to me from the scroll of the prophet Isaiah?
Mine. Excellent observation, 2B.
Comfort my people, says
A
our.
little further down, 2 lines.
A voice cries, in the wilderness, prepare the way of Adonai. Make straight in the desert a highway for our God.
And who does that sound like?
The heretic John.
And what heresy do you find in those words, being that Isaiah said
The
them?
heresy is that John has appropriated Isaiah's words by taking a spiritual description of God in heaven and applying it to John's physical successor on earth.
Successor?
John said, after me comes he who is mightier than I, the strap of whose sandals I am not worthy to stoop down and untie.
And?
God has no body, he cannot wear sandals. God cannot take human form. To say so is blasphemy.
And where does it say that God cannot take human form?
In the scroll of Deuteronomy. You saw no face the day Adonai spoke to you at Horeb.
Just because they saw no form doesn't mean God cannot take one.
In Exodus, you cannot see my face, for no man shall see me and live. This person would have to walk around with his face covered.
So you would place limits on the Almighty?
None that are not written in law.
And if God did something that you felt contradicted the Torah,
I love this.
would you tell him to get back in that box you have carved for him?
Boom!
Or would you question your interpretation of the Torah?
When I was a student, I knew all your sayings. I read every word you wrote. Your teachings were so sturdy, so reasoned and pure.
We are still students, Shmuel. All of us. Our understanding will never be complete.
It frightens me that I can no longer predict your rulings.
And fear alone ensures we remain ignorant.
Ooh!
Asleep.
I didn't catch that the last time he said that. I didn't even catch that. Quick thing. Nico kind of reminds me of my grandfather used to tell me, right? Because my grandmother would say, Leo, the trash. And I'd be like, yes, Grandma, I know. And Leo, don't forget about the trash. I know, Grandma, I know, right? And I kept saying, I know to my grandma. My grandpa stops me and he goes, come here, boy. I came over and he goes, sit down. I sat right in front of him and he goes, like, I keep hearing you say this. I know to your grandma. I'm going to teach you something here. It's going to serve you for a very long time. And he was right. It has served me. Till this day, it has served me. He said, the older you get, the more you realize you know nothing. You know nothing. Don't go around saying that you know, because you don't know anything. And he started giving me examples of how when you start learning a subject, by the time you're done learning that subject, more information has developed and there's new things to learn about it, right? Think about a computer. The computer that existed in the 90s is not the same computer that we experience today. In fact, we carry one in our pockets, and some of us carry it on our wrist, for those of you who have the smartwatch or whatever it is. But everything develops and we never stop learning, and surely we cannot know everything there is to know about God. Otherwise he would be in a box. He would be just confined to the pages of the book, right? Because you read that from front to back. You read it 10 times in your lifetime, 100 times in your lifetime, and yet there's still more to uncover about God, right? Because life is happening, because he's unfolding in life. Well, that's how I see things. So it's just so interesting. But I'd never caught what he said about fear here. I didn't catch that the first time. So let me go back here.
Contradicted the Torah. Would you tell him to get back in that box that you have carved for him? Or would you question your interpretation of the Torah?
When I was a student, I knew all your sayings. I read every word you wrote. Your teachings were so sturdy, so reasoned and pure.
We are still students, Shmuel. All of us. Our understanding will never be complete.
It frightens me that I can no longer predict your rulings.
And fear alone ensures we remain ignorant.
Fear alone
Asleep
ensures
in the safety of rigid tradition.
Boom!
Take the Sadducees. They take the first 5 books, the law of Moses, as inspired scripture. The rest, they disregard. To them, God stopped speaking when Moses died. Think of all they have missed. The Psalms of David, the stories of Ruth and Boaz, Esther and Mordecai. I don't want to live in some bleak past where God cannot do anything new. Do you?
Why is that your concern? God gave us his law. We must uphold it.
We can do both. Let's look to the ancient roads where the good way is and walk in it, as Jeremiah said, and still keep our eyes open to the startling and the unexpected.
Can we do that, Familia?
Agree on that.
Can we keep our eyes open?
Yes.
You and I, we can lead the others in this.
I beg your pardon, teacher of teachers.
What's happened?
A crowd has gathered in the east side to see a man preaching.
A Pharisee?
No, a common person. It's not John. Someone normal. He has commanded the attention of the entire area.
We will investigate.
So you think that because Pilate killed them, they must have been worse sinners than others?
I know Pilate wasn't doing it for that reason, but God must have been punishing them for something.
No, God does not see some as worse than others. All must repent or perish. You know of the tower in Siloam, which fell and killed the 18, yes?
Of course.
Do you think that they were worse than those who lived in Jerusalem? No. All must repent or perish.
I'm out of pistachios, walnuts.
All right. Like I'm not as well versed as you are when it comes to these stories, right? I missed a few years in my rebellion. But he's saying that everyone is equal. Everyone is the same. There's no person who is better than another or worse than another, right? Is he really saying that? Is it to be taken like someone who commits the most terrible crimes against women and children and everything is the same as a child who he hurt, the innocent he hurt? That everyone, I know that he says everyone must repent or perish, right? I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit conflicted about that because I'm having to separate it into levels, right? I guess here in Earth, if we are judging it, of course we're going to say one is worse than the other, right? But is he saying that in the eyes of God that we're all equal? We're all, whether we're guilty of stealing a small napkin or harming someone in the most terrible way physically possible, that we all are still guilty of that same of breaking the law, right? We're still just equally breaking the law. Some break the law in worse ways than others, but we're still lawbreakers, and so we all should repent or perish. Is that it? I'm gonna go back and read your comments here because this is something that's really interesting to me because many discussions have been had about how God allows certain things to happen and does not allow certain things to happen. So I'm gonna come back and look at your comments. Yes, the Bible says God is not a respecter of persons. Sin separates us from God. Separation is separation. Okay. Thank you. Okay, sin is sin. There's no smaller or greater sin in God's eyes, just our eyes. Beautiful. Okay. I love having these conversations with you. Thank you so much for clearing that up. God knows our hearts. It's extremely hard to understand it because we're human, but if one repents and truly means it, then they will be saved. It's like we've taken black and white and created all these shades in between to say, well, there's this gray is black, but it's not as black as black is, or it's not as white is. It's just, we're trying to separate and make sense so that we can feel better about the shade that we've fallen into. But to God, you're either in the house or you're out of the house. There is no, you're standing in the door, you're in the way. Or there is no, in this case, like you're either pregnant or you're not. You're not half pregnant, or right. So I get it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cleared up. So yes, I think so, Leo, because Jesus took on the full weight of all of our sins, whether we consider it big, small sins, it still misses. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. You can leave. Okay. Oh, they're over here.
Sorry.
1 second. It's okay. You can come around. Sorry, because
I gotta go.
yeah, it's fine. They're right over there. Okay, familia. Well, Erica's going to step out for a second, so if you all can help me out by greeting people who are coming in.
I'll be back in less than 10 minutes. Oops,
Okay, my love. Thank you. Drive safe.
Okay, I will.
All right. Okay, let's continue. Thank you so much.
Bread and water. Can you please go next door and ask Deborah for some bread to feed this crowd? Deborah's at the door.
They're already being fed.
They're already being fed. I love that.
What about prayer?
What about it, Shula?
I don't like to pray out loud because I feel embarrassed around the leaders who know how to do it so much better.
Big words don't matter. A lot of that's for show anyway.
That's right.
Don't worry about doing it in public. It's better to go into your room, shut the door, and pray to your Father who sees you in secret. The same is true for giving to the needy. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing.
How could my right hand do something and my left hand not know?
I mean, give generously without thinking about it. Do not do it for show, to impress others. Don't even congratulate yourself in private.
Wow.
Give in humility.
Wow. 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 Just wow. Okay, so I have a quick question and then we'll move on. There are, I know you've seen them. There are TikTok accounts where people are giving money away to the needy, where there are people just handing out money for no reason, or giving out, iPhones and stuff and recording it, documenting it, right? And spreading that video, and they go viral, right? How do we feel about that? Because not everyone that does that publicly is out for recognition, right? A lot of times they do it to show just how much people are in need and how important it is to give away those things. Yes, it creates this attention, right? And it creates attention for the person who's actually filming it and doing the giving. But is it, should we stop that? Is that something that we would want to stop? Or do you think that it has a positive outcome in where someone like you might see something and you have money to give out that way, and it inspires you to do it, and maybe you won't record it, but it inspires you to do it? Is that the same, or is it not the same? Let us know. Here we go. He says, depends on their motives behind the giving, right? And how do we know that? How do we know the motivation behind it, right? If they didn't care, who knows, they wouldn't record it, right? See, so there's a little bit of a struggle there to understand whether or not it's right or it's wrong, because if their motivation is not to get for people to know, and it's just to raise awareness that there's a need here, that there are people who are suffering, and if you have something to give it, does that then make it okay? I'm a little bit conflicted about that, but I guess it's between that person doing the recording and God, right? All right, let's continue here.
The same is true for giving to the needy. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing.
How could my right hand do something and my left hand not know?
I mean, give generously without thinking about it. Do not do it for show, to impress others. Don't even congratulate yourself in private.
Wow.
Give in humility.
Don't even congratulate yourself in private.
Come.
So she saw him heal the leper and then the leopard. And so she thought about a loved one, right? Who also needs healing.
What was your last customer? Matthew. Hello?
Sleepy Matthew is what we're going to call
him. How long has it been since you've had a customer?
I don't have customers.
When was your last citizen?
1 hour, perhaps 2.
Is there a Jewish holiday that I don't know about?
There are many you don't know about, Gaius.
Snap out of it. Marcus. Matthew, close the booth and go home.
It's not time yet.
There's a situation. Lock up and get out of here.
What situation would require we abandon our post?
A mob in East Slum.
I'm coming with you.
Excuse me?
I'm coming with you.
I said a mob of people. Matthew, I do not have time to protect you.
How do you think I survived the other 16 hours of the day?
I have no idea.
Which brings up a good question. All of you listening here, you're pretty decent people, yes? Pretty righteous, kind of. Not bad. Let me tell you a story.
I love stories.
There were 2 men that went up into the temple.
Excuse us.
One of
Please.
them was a Pharisee, best of us, right? Other,
Shalom, good to see you.
Yes?
The worst.
Standing by himself, goes inside to the temple and he prays this prayer.
You hear okay?
Yes.
He's amazing, huh?
He's like, yeah, be quiet. Let me hear.
Excuse me.
Extortion.
Excuse us.
Unjust.
Please.
Where are you going?
Please. We need to see Jesus.
There's no room up there.
He's paralyzed from the waist down. He can't stand.
No, there is definitely no room then.
Simon, he deserves to hear Jesus as much as anyone else.
Hello again. I'm so glad I found you. My friends, they're here.
Look, why do you need to get closer?
I saw what your master did to the leper. I know what I saw.
We're trying to keep that under wraps for now. Look at this crowd. Imagine what we'd be up against.
Please, help me get my friend to him.
Uh-oh.
We've got company.
I talk to them.
He wants to fight.
Come with me.
He's all, I don't like the way those guys just looked at you.
What's going on here?
This is a peaceful gathering.
That is what the Maccabees said.
They're blocking the road.
I'll move them. They haven't been told where to stand yet.
Finally, he said to himself, even though I don't fear God, because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice, so that she does not wear me out.
Oh.
I'm sorry, there's too many people.
But you know him. Can't you get us any closer?
I don't want to interrupt the teacher by causing a scene.
What if you were me?
Oh.
Wouldn't you want your friends to make a scene?
It was you once.
Yeah, yeah.
What about the roof?
When the Son of Man will he find faith on the earth?
I just wanted to hear the teacher teach.
It's okay, come up.
Hey, it's our friends.
How did you get up there?
We climbed the ladder. It's easy.
It's easy.
So if this is how God
Thank you.
Where are your parents? I see, okay. Okay, well, the man speaking is called...
Jesus of Nazareth. We know him.
If this is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and thrown into the fire tomorrow, how much more will he clothe all of you?
Can somebody please give me an idea of just how dangerous this scene is? Right? The Pharisees are concerned that everything that they've worked for, everything that they believe is going to be turned upside down by a group of people who are I don't know, committing a blasphemy or guilty of being of blasphemy, right? Sorry, of being blasphemous. And then the Romans, they want control of the people, right? It seems almost like both the Pharisees and the Romans don't want another group of people to come together and have control, right? Because then what if they lose control of those people? The same with the Pharisees. What if a new group of people come together and have a new set of beliefs to where they lose the control of the people and that believe what they believe, right? So this is an intense situation where Jesus is in grave danger, and yet he's unfazed by it. I mean, he knows what's going on, right? He's not just telling the story and completely oblivious to what's happening in his surroundings. Matthew, he's just trying to know more because he's sure of what he says, of what he saw. And the Romans want to treat him like he doesn't know, he's being lied to. And he's like, no. Like, I may be bad at this, bad at that, or I might not know about this, but I know what I saw. I'm really observant, and my observation is spot on, right? So this is, oh man, this is the intensity of this, right? Of that. And then you have another third element where, you have someone wanting to be healed because they can't walk. And you have the apostles who are saying like, hey, wait a minute. He's not ready to do that publicly. That's supposed to be under wraps. And of course they know that if asked, Jesus will actually do it. So, oh man, it's just, it's really intense. All right, let's go. Let's continue. Here we go.
Excuse me,
quiet. I'm trying to listen. Do you know who you are talking to? Did you hear his disrespect?
Remember the Red Quarter? We're out of our element here.
We have to find out who is teaching. Look at this crowd.
All the more reason to be cautious.
Rabbi, it's her. She is truly restored. I only heard your report, not seen her for myself. She's a different person.
Why?
The city on a hill cannot be hid. And if it were nighttime, Zebedee wouldn't light his lamp and put it under a basket. He'd put it on the stand where it could light us all.
Jesus of Nazareth! I saw what you did to the leper on the road this morning.
Every shot is so beautifully framed here.
My friend.
Look how Jesus
has
is
been
framed.
paralyzed since childhood.
Beautiful. The music.
He has no hope but you. Please, do for him what you did for the leper.
That's a rope.
Put it back, man.
If you are willing, Rabbi, I know you can do this.
He grabbed the grape.
Is this what you wanted? Get out your tablet at least.
Harry! Is he in danger?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
He's got room in there?
Yes.
Can you believe we're really here for this?
Yes.
Down.
You, by whose authority do you teach? Answer me.
If you are willing, Rabbi, you know you can.
If you are willing.
Hey, I'm talking to you. By whom do you teach? Certainly not the authority of any rabbi from Nazareth. Where did you study?
Your faith is beautiful. Son, take heart. Your sins are forgiven.
Ooh.
Who is this who speaks blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God alone? Right?
Right? He's
But I
reading
ask
his
you,
mind.
Which is easier to say? Your sins are forgiven, or rise up and walk? It's easy to say anything, no? But to show you, and so that you may know that the Son of Man has the authority on earth to forgive sins. I say to you, my son, rise, pick up your bed, and go home.
What a beautiful wow. The music stops, allowing us to take this little moment in. Music continues.
Easy does it.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. I think that's the proper response to that. Reaction to that.
Yes.
Look at Nico. Oh man.
Now go on.
Roman guards! A threat to the public peace!
A threat to the public peace.
Teacher, this way.
I love this. I love this. What do you think is going on in his head? I want to pause it here for just one quick second. First of all, he can't go in there without a warrant. Am I right? He's got to call the judge, get a warrant, come back and search the home, right? Oh, okay. So I love that little moment as the cripple, I hate to use that word, but as he's walking right past Nico, right? The healed man is walking by Nico. Nico's not saying a word. What do you think is going on in his mind as he's looking at him, watching him? Because I love the pulsing music, dum, 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 right? You're watching him, you're looking at him. Can you imagine experiencing that, seeing that God, that Christ heals someone right before you? He healed someone, you're watching them walk right by you, and you have nothing to say. I mean, you have a lot to say, but you say nothing, and you're just standing there watching a miracle literally walk right by you. You're watching a miracle walk right past you. It's oh. Oh, I'm trying to find words to put together here into a sentence, but I can't. I'm just watching words pass me by and going, nope, that's not it. But what a beautiful little moment here. And then the fact that it was done in slow motion, as you're seeing the healed man's like expression on his face and his just movement, and Nico's expression on his face and his movement as he just walks by, and he looks at him, then looks away as though he's trying his best to make what he saw, what he witnessed, and what he believes about what he witnessed, and he's trying to fit them in the same room, in the same world, in the same sentence, right? It's such a beautiful thing, and not an easy thing to put into pictures, by the way. It's not an easy thing to capture. I mean, I challenge any of you to take a camera and try to capture and recreate this scene. Okay, the acting, the lighting, the movement, the editing, the music, everything that had to be put together in order for us to be able to feel this from an audience level is incredible work. And I give you all the credit also, because without your attention to this, without your support to this would never have been made. And like Dallas Jenkins says, you know, it's not some big company funding this and they're controlling what you're seeing. It's you all funding this and giving Dallas all and his team all the creative control to be able to tell the story the way that it should be told, right? So it's such a perfect scene. Let me go back just a moment to to just show that once again, and let's just watch. Pay attention to how they cut back and forth to the expressions, how they're catching all this. Okay, here we go. Look at this, the music. Look at his expression, how he looks up at Nico. Look at the smile on his face. Look at his eyes, how he's thinking. Look at how his face is changing. He's so like gratitude there, just grateful to be able to walk again. As he's passing by, he's looking over his shoulder just slightly. Look at him. He doesn't even turn to look at him. He's just really processing everything that's happening as everybody's running in chaos behind. It's a beautiful, beautiful little moment. This moment of chaos surrounding, and this little tiny little beautiful moment of peace, of witnessing just the spirit unfolding and being surrounded by complete chaos, absolute chaos. Just love it.
Mary, wait.
You saw it.
I saw a paralytic
walk past me
on his 2 feet.
You asked me before if I knew his name. Now everyone knows his name. And I fear for his safety.
I mean no trouble to him. No
Your
dishonor.
friends tried to have him arrested.
They're jealous.
Haters gonna hate. That's what he said.
But I'm not. I promise. Mary, please. I need to talk to him.
I follow him, not the other way around. He doesn't tell anyone his plans.
Will you ask him for a meeting in secret, under cover of night, at a place of his choosing? I don't care if it's a ravine or a cave or even a tomb. I just need to speak to him. Please, Mary.
I will try.
He said, they're afraid. I'm not. Oh, man.
Are you lost?
Yeah. How awesome is that? The children are not even,
Got a problem, officer?
they're just like, oh, yep. Ooh. The expressions are brilliant. He knows he sees right through him. Look at his face. Look at that face. Why didn't he ask him to follow? Why didn't he ask him in that moment? He sees him. You're right, he sees him. But why didn't Jesus ask him to follow in that moment, right in that instant? He just turns and looks at him. He saw right through him, right? He noticed him. But why do you think that he didn't ask him to follow in that specific moment? It wasn't his time, right? There will be like, and that's the hard thing about to understand about the things with God. Sometimes it always has to be his timing. We can have all the faith in the world, and having faith is great, but faith without patience is nothing. Faith without patience is nothing, because nothing like time, nothing like impatience to ruin your faith. You know, we're to have that kind of patience, have that kind of faith, to know that he will come through on his promises, that he will come through for your family when he knows your needs, that he will come through with the solution to your debt problems, to the solution to your family problems, to the solution to your health problems, to the solution to the disturbance of the peace in your home and at work. He will come through. It's just a matter of having a little bit of faith, and a lot of patience, That's why he looked up to her and said, your faith is beautiful. Is why he said to the blind man, then it is your faith that will heal you. Faith plays a big portion of it. And sometimes all you need is a tiny little bit of faith, but you need a lot of patience, right? And because it's all in God's timing. So why haven't you been healed? Why aren't you healed now? Because it's not your time yet. Why haven't your problems been resolved? Because it's not your time yet. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to accept. It's the hardest thing. Excuse me. It's the hardest thing to do, is to wait for him. But familia, let me ask you this question. If you knew that all your problems were going to be solved, if you knew that you would have health, if you knew that you would no longer have fear, no longer have pain, no longer have suffering of any kind, how long would you wait? If you could have it that way for all eternity, peace, health, love, kindness, joy, all of that for the rest of eternity, how long would you be willing to wait? How long would you be willing to wait for him? I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. We're going to continue. We're going to take a break. I need to eat something and then get back to it. So we're going to return in, say, it's 4:49 for me now, 5 o'clock, 6:30. I think we're going to come back at 6:30. We'll come back at 6:30. Yeah, we'll come back at 6:30. I know it's going to be late for some of you, but you're more than welcome to watch this again. I want to thank you all for joining me, but I also, before we leave, before you log out, I want you to join me for this, because it's important. Okay, we need to dedicate, and we always need to give thanks for what we have. And right now, Father, I want to thank you so much for allowing us all to get together. I want to thank you for the peace and the love and the healing that is already on its way, for the things that you're already putting in place for La Familia and anyone else who might need it in this world of suffering. Anyone who's suffering through financial is going through financial crisis, anyone who's going through a crisis of their health, anyone who's dealing with any form of addiction. Father, I thank you so much for putting the things in place that's going to free them from their suffering and free them from their prison that is either self-created or created by someone else. Father, thank you so much for allowing us to gather here today and for learning more about you, for allowing us to getting to know you more closer, for allowing us to have a moment where we can grow our faith and understand what it really means to be faithful to you, faithful and dedicated to you, as your son was dedicated to you. And he was dedicated to you to the end. And I pray that you show us that light and show us how to also be dedicated to you as he was dedicated to you. Father, thank you so much. In your son's precious name we pray. Amen. Familia, thank you so much for joining me. Get your lunch, get your food, and then I'll see you in about an hour and a half. So thank you. I'll see you all soon.